Hey guys, I just want to say thanks very much for listening into the Game Changers experience. I want to bring your attention to those of you that are looking to build, scale, and make an impact in 22. We have compiled and created the Business Growth Blueprint, which you can get in less than 10 minutes. All you need to do is you just need to click on the link below and it'll ask you a number of questions. There are 35 questions or thereabouts. It's going to take you about 6 to 8 minutes. It's a completely brand new tool and it's going to help you to highlight blind spots. Is going to help you to create an action plan about where to make improvements in your business. It's going to highlight 5 main areas and the report is completely for free. Use it as at your own heart's content. But if you want to get access to that blueprint, all you have to do is click on the link below or go to businessgrowthblueprint.scoreapp.com. That's businessgrowthblueprint.scoreapp.com. Enjoy the free tool and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
This is the Game Changers experience. Deep dive conversations with leading business disruptors, Olympic athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and influencers from around the world. This show will teach you insights about the winning principles in mindset, productivity, marketing, branding, entrepreneurship, business strategy, and more. Hosted by Productivity Authority, business strategist, former elite athlete, author, and public speaker, Adam Strong.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Game Changers experience with myself, Adam Strong. And today, well, before I bring my speaker up, first of all, I just want to say what a whirlwind of a week it's been. We had, as some of you may or may not know, we had the Game Changers Summit, which was our third biggest summit. And even though the attendance wasn't as big as I'd like for it to be, hey, do you know what? My kind of heart is filled with gratitude and appreciation because, you know, it takes a lot of work, right? It takes a lot of work, not just like most people that come onto the summit, you know, they see what they see because it's an event, right? But what goes behind the back of the scenes of a big event like that, it's insane. So first of all, I just want to give a big shout out to my team, because I think it's important to recognize and appreciate those who contribute towards the success of others. I think that's extremely important. So I want to share my gratitude out towards my team in particular, because they worked extremely hard, even over the Christmas and New Year period. So I want to share my thanks and gratitude, but also I wanted to give a big shout out to the participants that actually came onto the summit. You know, it was basically, for those that don't know what the summit was, it was basically a 3-day deep immersion into business growth, right? We had some amazing speakers, Paula Mahoney, Mr. Robin Banks. We had like just an abundance of different speakers. And it was just a whole lot of fun. But I tell you what, I was absolutely exhausted afterwards, absolutely knackered. You know, and same with anything, like when you're like, for me, I'm the type of person that like kind of goes all in or not at all type of thing. Do you know what I mean? So for me, you know, and we're going to be talking a little bit about something that I'm talking about right now, which is energy, right? Energy. And we're going to be talking a bit about success and self-mastery. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm really excited about where today's conversations are going to go, because this particular gentleman, who was actually one of our speakers on the summit and whatever it is, the one thing that comes to my head, right, when I think of this particular person, is that he's a comedian. Now, that's not a bad thing, by the way, yeah, but someone that makes you laugh, right, you know that you're going to get on very well with them, right? And it's the same with anything. If you're speaking, if you're working with someone, you know, you need to have some fun in your life. And I'm a really big believer that the more fun that you have in life, right, the more that you can actually enjoy what you're doing. That's kind of my theory behind it anyway. So, but yeah, so it's all good. But listen, we are going to crack on with today's show, because I know that he is eagerly waiting, wanting to have conversations with us. And hopefully, guys, that if you're, hopefully you guys are listening in live. If you are listening to live, do me a favor, give us a like, share, or comment in the comment section below, or share the love, or whatever it is. Even if you're listening to the recording, that's all good. If you're listening to this on the podcast, listen, I know that you're going to enjoy today's episode. Make sure you got your notebook and pen handy, because I know that we're going to take you on a magic carpet ride. So it's all good. Anyway, let's get on with today's speaker. So today's speaker, he's one of the world's leading authorities on the subject of mind power and personal mastery. He's a sought-after speaker. He's actually worked with a lot of CEOs and big decision makers of some of the Fortune 500 companies from around the continent. He's a best-selling author, actually, as well. And I tell you what, he's an absolute bundle of joy to be around. And he's from sunny South Africa, so you can probably tell that by his accent when he comes on, and you'll be able to distinguish that straight away. So, without further ado, Mr. Robin Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Adam Strong. Always a pleasure to be with you, my brother. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
If I was any better, I'd be twins. I actually got that from Chicken Soup for the Soul. Remember that?
I saw, yeah.
And I love that line.
I was like, yeah, you taking that right. You taking that right. I mean, that's it's easy.
It's How a keeper. I'd actually recommend people use it, because the great thing about saying, everyone says I'm fine, and fine is boring. But I started using that. Like when people say, how are you doing? I say, if I was any better, I'd be twins. And it's amazing the reactions you get. I once got on a flight and this woman says, hi, Mr. Banks, long time no see. She says, how are you? So I said, if I was any better, I'd be twins. So later during the flight, she brings me 2 cups of tea. So I said, why 2? He says, for your twin.
I love it. I'll have to message Jack Canfield and just tell him about that. We're using some of his jokes from his book. I'm sure he won't mind anyway, but it's all good. But listen, great to have you back on here, because I know we've been hanging out for the last week, and we've been having lots of fun, and it's been great. But listen, I want to get deep into conversations, because I was kind of like thinking, like, today's conversation is all about like energy. And I was just sharing with the guys about the fact that when you run big events, like, takes up huge amounts of energy. But I want to talk a little bit about, like, from a self-mastery perspective and stuff like that, which is really interesting, because self-mastery, success, they're kind of all intertwined, interlinked type of thing, right? But I would like to know, how do we define energy, and how do we use it to conquer and well, I don't know if it's conquer self-discovery, because I suppose you can't really conquer self-discovery. It's an ongoing journey, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But what's your thoughts about that?
Well, first of all, one of the things I love speaking about is energy. Knowing you, I'm sure you've done a little bit of dabbled quite a bit in quantum physics, so I don't think this will be major news to you. But I remember Adam at the age of, I think I must be 21 or 22. I met an Australian fellow, and he kept saying to me, "Oh, it's all energy, Robin. It's all energy." And I was like, what's all energy? Everything. It's all energy. It's just all energy. And I was thinking, what the hell is this guy on about? And here I am, 31 years later, saying to people, it's all energy. It's all energy. And literally, science has now proven that everything in the universe is literally made up of energy and vibration. And what we are experiencing is the end result of that vibrational frequency, that energy. So whether it's the microphone that you're looking at, or a remote control, or the car you're driving in, all of those things started basically, kind of from nothing in some way. In fact, which I'm still finding hard to believe. No, actually, I do believe it. It's fascinating. Do you know that they say that, like, if you put your hand against a wall, it's 99.9% space? And I'm like, really? It's really solid to me. It feels really You remember the movie The Matrix? I'm sure you
Yeah, absolutely. Just watched it.
I'm sure most of the people listening will have remembered The Matrix. And there's a scene in the movie that I love where Keanu Reeves comes running into a room, and Agent Smith is standing there with a gun, and he empties a cartridge of bullets into his body. And Neo falls dead on the ground. And Trinity was with his real body in the Nebuchadnezzar, goes, Neo, the Oracle. She said, you're the one, Neo. You can't be dead. And she gives him this big smooch. Yeah. The kiss of life. She's like, get up, Neo, get up. And Neo gets up. But here's the part, and I'm sure most of you who have seen the movie will remember. When he got up, he went into the hallway, and instead of seeing a solid floor and a solid wall and 3 people or agents in front of him, what did he see? He saw the Matrix. Right. And what was the Matrix made up of? Code. What's the code? ones and zeros, binary code. Now it's based in science fiction, but it's also, I mean, it's science fiction, but it's based in fact, because I'm still amazed that here you're in Sweden. You are in Sweden, aren't you?
Right. Just temporarily anyway. Not
You're
much
in
choice.
Sweden. I'm in Johannesburg. How is it possible that we are able to have this conversation with people from all around the world? Well, the fact of the matter, and just wrap your head around this, as I'm speaking to you right now, my image is being converted into a digital code made up of ones and zeros. My voice is being converted into a digital code. It goes into the camera, it goes into the mic. It travels through what I like to call the energy web, that there's a web of energy that surrounds the planet, and everything has a frequency. And because people have got a frequency, they've got the link for this conversation, they are able to plug in and experience it in real time. Now, because we use it all the time, it doesn't seem like such a miracle, but for me, it is a miracle. It's absolutely incredible that we can actually have this conversation. So in essence, everything, if we're to really study it at its deepest levels, is made up of energy, vibrating frequencies of energy, and everything has an energy signature. My phone, your phone has an energy signature. I've got a direct line to Mr. Adam Strong, ladies and gentlemen, and because I've got his number, the frequency that his phone vibrates at, when I call Adam, I am able to communicate with him, and it sounds like his voice in real time because I am plugged into the frequency of his phone, and in that moment we are connected. So if you can kind of think of yourself as a vibration of energy, that you are like a magnet and you are vibrating energy, and the energy that you're vibrating determines what you're attracting. And so when you're having a good day, everything goes well. And when you're having a bad day, everything seems to go wrong. Of course, most people think it's just chance, as opposed to realizing, no, it's the frequency that you're vibrating. So success is a vibration of energy. Failure is a vibration of energy. Happiness, love, abundance, joy, gratitude, anger, resentment, all of those things vibrate at a frequency. And you can literally, here's my favorite part of this, we can tune our frequency so we can plug into the vibration, just like you plugged into this link. You can plug into the frequency of success. You can plug into the frequency of gratitude, abundance, love, just by consciously choosing to think about it and focus on it in your thoughts. So that's a very basic, simple understanding, because that's my understanding, honestly. Mine is basic, simple. In fact, I'm sure you know quite a bit. You probably know quite a lot about this as well. But for me, knowing about something and actually using it and applying it is the thing. So what I do on a daily basis is I literally, even before I came here, I was vibrating the frequency of the energy I want to put out in this conversation.
That's powerful.
It is extremely powerful. We can literally recreate the world that we live in. And so, yeah, I find it extremely, extremely exciting. And last analogy, if you want to listen to your favorite radio station, you tune into the frequency 94.7. If you go to 94.6, you're not going to get, you might get it, but it's going to have a lot of static. If you go to 94.5, you won't get it at all. But if you go to 94.7, you'll get your favorite radio station because you plugged into the frequency. So think of it as literally tuning your vibration. You are a magnet. I like to say to people, you are like a walking vibrator.
No, I don't want you to picture that in your heads, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't. This is not one of those shows. It really isn't. We're not going to get you to go deep or meditate about that. That's really not allowed. But it's really interesting, right? So what you were saying, right? It's just trying to get your head around that. It's just like unbelievable, isn't it? It's like, what you're saying makes complete sense, right? But to believe in it is a completely different ball game. Like from my perspective, I think it's about, and it is all about belief systems, right? How you see energy and what, but speaking about Jack Canfield, I mean, he talks a little bit about this in, Chicken Soup for the Soul, but he also with the Secret as well, which was like phenomenal. Like even 20 years ago, they were talking about energy and vibrational energy, and like those guys were so ahead of the game. Even with John Demartini and stuff like that, we talk about that often when we hang out. So it's interesting. Everyone's talking about it, guys. You got to get in tune with this, right?
Yeah.
All right, very
But
cool.
Even better than talking about it is how do I apply it to my life? How do I do it? So for me, as you said in your introduction, my passion is understanding and working with the power of the mind. That's my real passion. Is that, in fact, do you know what percentage of our brain power they say we're using?
Probably quite small, I would have thought.
Very small. Well, apparently, I don't know how they measure this, but they said that Albert Einstein used 10%.
That's
And he was a genius.
He was a genius. That's what I'm saying.
What does that say about some of us?
We must be using 0.00001.
Exactly. And can you train your brain to use more of its power? Absolutely. You can literally train your brain just like you train the body. So most people know. I mean, I saw someone typing in there. I've just come back from the gym. I saw some comment in there. Oh, there's a whole lot of comments. Hello, guys. Didn't know you were all there. Sorry, I've just clicked on the comments button. And I love comments because they make me feel connected to the energy web. And so you go to the gym because you want to train your body. Most people don't realize how important it is to train your mind and to become mentally fit and become an athlete of the mind. And what I mean by being an athlete of the mind, really become mentally fit, sharp, focused, and ready to lead, because we are in a changing world. And if we are going to be able to deal with the many challenges that we are facing on this planet, and right now we've got COVID, which hopefully is on its last legs, but there's climate change. There's lots of challenges that we're going to face, many challenges. And waiting for the problem to change out there is futile. And it's kind of pointless, because the thing is, we want to start learning, how do I master myself? And so mastering yourself starts with learning how to control and direct your thoughts, control and direct your emotions. I mean, Adam, I'm embarrassed to tell you this. I am an emotional guy. And I used to be one of those guys that if somebody cut me off in traffic, the rage.
That pisses me off. I don't know about anybody else. That pisses me off.
And if someone gives me the finger, I am ashamed to tell you. I'm ashamed to tell you that I used to get out of my car and say, "Do you want to get out of your car?"
Road rage.
No, serious road rage. And here's the funniest thing: I'm not a fighter. And if anybody had to get out of the car, it'd be like, "Oh shit." Fortunately, I've had to train myself to not react. So now people give me the finger and I'll literally wave back. I don't do a Mr. Bean. I literally wave back and smile, because it's taken practice, but learning to control and direct your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and your attitudes. Those are the four things that actually create your energy signature: your thoughts, your emotion, your attitudes, and your beliefs. So for me, those four things are the things only you master. No one tells you what to think. No one can make you feel bad if you don't want to go there. I'm not saying people don't say things that make you feel angry, but the key is make you feel. So you can choose to react or you can choose not to react. It's never about what's happening to you. It's more about what's coming through you. So for me, my passion in terms of personal mastery, and as you said earlier so beautifully, it's an ongoing journey. It never stops. I mean, I teach a program called Victim to Victor. Well, I catch myself behaving like a victim often. Catch yourself and then make the shift and make the change and go, come on, Robin, you know better than this. Come on, make the change. So yeah, it really is a journey.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. You know, and by the way, for you guys that are listening in, this is if you do have anger issues, right, or anger management issues, or anything to do with road rage, sorry, but this podcast just simply is not going to help you. Full disclosure. Did you see that? It was like this kind of like pause, and like people had to think, you know, it's just kind of like. Yeah, I just kind of like teasing you guys. No, I'm only joking. Anyway, it's all good. We like I said, we like to have a bit of a laugh on this show. Anyway, you know, you need to kind of like not take life too seriously. But anyway, so tell me about, because I know that before actually you mentioned about an energy signature, right? Now I'm confused now. Like, okay, you talk about vibrational energy and stuff, but what is like an energy signature, and how do we like, and first of all, let's explain what an energy signature is. And number two, how do we kind of recalibrate it, like as if it kind of like brings it in a line with what we want to achieve in life? I hope that makes sense.
Awesome. I'd love to give that a bash, because what I'm loving is I'm learning about this as I'm going. But a while back, I heard something which I thought was incredible. The only thing that makes us distinguish different colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, is the color red vibrates at a slightly different frequency to the color orange, which vibrates at a different frequency to the color yellow. So it literally is all vibration and frequency, absolutely everything. Now, I mean, just to clarify, at this level of reality right now, because there are many different layers of reality. Reality is not static. It's not one-dimensional. Reality is multidimensional. And what I mean by that is, if you think about having a dream, when you're having the dream, sometimes it feels extremely real, most of the time. And you don't realize you're dreaming until you wake up. And one of the things I love to teach people in Mind Power is that your dreams is the way that the subconscious mind communicates with you. Your subconscious mind is giving you advice and all the time, and it's giving it to you through your dreams. But the subconscious mind operates on a different plane of reality. It's not on this level of reality. It speaks a different language. So if you're going to master your mind, you need to learn to speak the language of the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is a very different animal. It's a different kettle of fish. So all I'm saying is, my point by bringing that in, by the way, is I'm just wanting to say that there's different levels of reality. And so there's different vibrational frequencies. And what I mean by an energy signature is that when energy coalesces and vibrates at a particular frequency, you will get a chameleon. And whenever that's what creates it. It's the energy of, so in a way, I mean, obviously it's recreated and stuff like that, but each and every one of us are unique. You have a frequency that is unique to you. You have your predominant energy frequency. So my predominant energy frequency is who I am. But then throughout the day, you have different oscillations of your energy. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I got up. I've had an intense week. It's been really, really busy. I had a seminar on Sunday night with this guy from Sweden, and it was absolutely awesome. But because of our time change, it was really, really late. I had an early morning Monday, a late night Monday night, early morning Tuesday, late night Monday, Tuesday night, early morning Wednesday. So yesterday I went to the gym and I was buggered. And I kept saying to myself, oh man, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And I'm listening to Joseph Murphy's The Power of the Subconscious Mind, which is a great book. I recommend you guys watch it or read it. But I was listening on my Audible, and I'm listening to him speak about the power of language, which I teach. And I'm hearing myself saying, I'm so tired, man. Oh man, I'm so tired. And as I'm listening to him saying that you're going to manifest what you speak and what you create, I started changing it to a word that I actually teach other people to use. That when you're tired, don't say you're tired, because if you say you're feeling tired, imagine if 20 people a day say to you, how are you doing? You keep saying, I'm tired. How are you? I'm so tired. How do you feel at the end of the day? Exhausted, just from saying it. So I have found another word, Adam, which I think says it in a better way, because now if I'm feeling tired and someone says to me, how are you doing? I say, I'm recharging.
That's an interesting connotation.
It says the same thing, but in a different way. So you say that to yourself today. I'm recharging. 20 people say, how are you doing, Robin? I'm recharging. I'm recharging. By the time the 20th person says, how are you doing? I'm charged. You can literally, and I'm not joking. I swear this is true. I'm listening to Joseph Murphy. I'm feeling my energy, and I'm just going, come on, Robin, you know what to do. You know what to do. But knowing what to do and doing what you know are different things. So I start saying to myself, I'm recharging. My energy is recharging. Every second, I'm getting stronger and stronger. I'm going to have a great day today. I'm going to have a great day. Now, by the way, as I'm saying this, I'm feeling exhausted. But I'm recharging. I'm recharging. And suddenly, like 15 minutes later, I start noticing my energy is a little bit better than it was. And I leave the gym and I'm feeling a lot better. And I had an outstanding day. And I played one of my best rounds of golf. And is that maybe just coincidence? Or did I change my attitude towards how I was feeling? Did I change my words? So I changed my energy frequency, and I changed the vibration, because I was saying I was tired, which is true, but I didn't lie to myself. I said I'm recharging, and that just changed my perception of it. And I'm not kidding. I had an amazing, amazing day. I'll also tell you that I got home and I collapsed. I was exhausted. So how we change, so the energy signature, there's a dominant vibration that you have, And then there's different vibrations that you have throughout the day. And what I want to teach people through the power of their thoughts, words, and actions. Your thoughts, words, and actions are powerful forces of attraction. My thought, my word, and my action are powerful forces of attraction. So if you can align thought, word, and action, it'll literally change what you attract into your life. So coming to the power of thoughts, the analogy I like to use is by the way, this is well known, it's not mine, but think of your mind as a garden of rich, fertile soil.
Mm-hmm.
Any seed that you sow into rich, fertile soil, if you nourish and care for the seed, what happens to it is it grows. It makes no difference to the soil what seed you sow. The soil will work with what you feed it. In the exact same way, your mind doesn't care what thoughts you think. It doesn't care whether you focus on success or failure, happiness or misery, abundance or poverty, joy, love, gratitude, hatred, anger, resentment. Whatever thoughts you think, your mind will magnify and expand. So the first thing is to train your mind to think what you want it to think. So you become, because the mind is like a spoiled child. It thinks whatever it wants to think whenever it wants to think. Nobody's disciplining it. And so if you can discipline the mind and get it to start focusing, I don't want you to think about being tired right now, Robin. I want you to focus on getting your energy levels up and recharging. Now, that seems so silly and so simple, but it actually worked for me. I don't want you to focus on what you're not getting, focus on what you do have. So you literally train your mind. This is where I want you to go. This is what I want you to do. Because the mind is a magnificent servant, but it is a terrible master. But most people are controlled by what the mind thinks. So you think something, you buy into what your mind is saying. No, you need to discern, is what my mind's telling me, is it true or false? You know, because oftentimes your mind says something and you just buy into it and go on a journey. You are not your mind. You have a mind. The mind is a very powerful tool when it's used properly. So the first thing, which is what I predominantly want to focus on, is teaching people about the power of their thoughts, learning to control and direct the thoughts. Take out the weeds, the thoughts that don't serve you. Take out those weeds and then sow new seeds. Now, what are thoughts? Energy. It just so happens that the most basic form of energy that you can control and direct, the most basic form of energy, is the thoughts you think. The second level is your words. Thought, word, and action. So I almost did that, but thought, word, and action. As I do it. The second level of thought is your words. And so we create with the words we speak. The words I was listening to Joseph Murphy yesterday, and he was saying something about this guy. And he says, you know what, I would give my right arm to have my daughter's health condition healed. And he said it over and over again. I would give my right arm to have my daughter's condition healed. And of course, what happened is he got into a car accident. And guess what? He lost his right arm. And guess what? His daughter was healed.
That's insane.
That is wild. I had a woman, in fact, you might have heard of a guy. I don't know if you what's his name? Michael Rhodes, Australian speaker. He said,
okay.
Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Years ago, a long time ago. He says he was doing a talk in Los Angeles once. Some guy stands up in the back of the room and he says, you know, Mr. Rhodes, I've been listening to you speak now for the last 2 hours. I've just had such a major revelation listening to you speak today. And Michael Rhodes says, well, sir, what's that? He says, well, I've been living in Los Angeles for the last 19 years. And he says, but I usually get so worked up in the traffic because of all the other bad drivers. And he says, usually, if someone cuts me off, he says, I let them have it. Like if someone cuts him off, he's like, you arsehole! And someone else cuts him off, arsehole! And he says, the being arsehole at everybody else on the road for the last 19 years. I've just realized something listening to you speak today. Michael Rhodes says, well, what's that? He says, well, nobody's been hearing me. The window is closed. And Michael Rhodes says, but actually, sir, somebody has been hearing you. And who's been hearing him for 19 years? Himself. So he says to him, and this is a true story, Adam. It's a true story. He says, can I ask you a personal question? So the guy says, yeah. He says, how are your hemorrhoids? And this man went red in the face with embarrassment. And he looked at the audience and he says, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe me. I've had 2 hemorrhoid operations in the last 5 years.
Holy moly.
Now, what's he saying to his own arsehole every day? And what kind of energy? So be careful of the words you speak. because the words you speak, you create. If you say you can't afford something, you'll never afford it. If you say, I am now attracting an ideal partner into my life, which I did, Adam. Oh, I've gotten very lucky. I remember manifesting the lady of my dreams, but I thought it and I spoke it. I am now attracting an ideal partner into my life. I am now attracting an ideal partner. I'm very, very blessed. I live in a beautiful, beautiful home. I really am grateful, but I live in a magnificent home. But I also want to say it didn't happen by chance. I came to see it 2 years before I bought it. 2 years. And my lady says to me, babe, why are we looking at this house? We can't afford it. And I said, yet. And she says, oh, please, baby, don't give me mind power. I just want to move. And I said, my love, there is no way I'm buying a house without using my mind to manifest a house of my dreams. I said, I wouldn't be a good mind power teacher if I didn't manifest the house.
That goes against that makes that's hypocrisy. That
yeah,
is.
Yeah. If I told you, listen, Adam, mind power can help you manifest anything. But listen, I haven't done it, but I'm sure other people can. Why am I teaching it? So I created this mantra. How's this mantra? I wrote down all the key ingredients, because the biggest problem we had is both of us, we like different kinds of houses. I like the more modern, big glass, lots of light. She felt that was cold and she wanted something more homey. And it was just like, we go house hunting and then she'd like something and I'm like, no way I'm going to live in this house. And then she's like, it's so cold. Like, this is a house. It's not a home. And I mean, it was quite a thing. And so I wrote down this mantra. All our home dreams have come true. We have found a magnificent house with a view. The location is ideal. The price is a steal. We are both absolutely thrilled. Our hearts are deeply fulfilled. And I said, say it with me, baby. All our home dreams have come true. We found a magnificent house with a view. The location is ideal. The price is a steal. We are both absolutely thrilled. Our hearts are deeply fulfilled. We said it every single day. Now, here's the part that most people don't like about this. Depending on how big the goal is, some things you will manifest quicker because it's a smallish goal. But this was a big goal. And to be completely honest with you, I saw the house on the 9th of August, 2019. And we moved in on the 15th of September, 2021.
Okay.
It took 2 years. Was it worth 2 years? My lady doesn't think so. She was going nuts. And for me, I sit here, I look at this view out of my office, and I think, and now she says, okay, yeah, it was worth it at the time. So the thing is, if you don't plant the seeds today and expect a tree to grow tomorrow. And most people are becoming impatient. I'm not sure if this is from The Secret or where I saw it, but I love the story. Yeah, one of the speakers on The Secret actually spoke about that, you don't tug at the shoots once you've planted a seed and you start tugging because you want it to grow quicker. It's not going to grow any quicker because of your impatience. If anything, you're going to destroy the creative process. So the process of creation, there's a cycle. You don't go from winter to summer. You go from winter to spring to summer to autumn to winter. There's a journey. So the thing you need to do about understanding and a lot of my students, I always have to say to them, listen, it depends on what you want to manifest. Some things you'll manifest quicker and you'll change them quicker. And sometimes you will manifest a big goal quicker because maybe you don't have a big belief about that. For example, for me personally, I did the Mind Power course in May 1999. The very next month, I quadrupled my income. Quadrupled. And I swear that's a true story because I learned how to start directing my thoughts and my beliefs around money. And I realized that money, like everything else, is just a vibration. It's just a frequency. It's just about learning how to, but my relationship matrix. Yeah, Adam, that took a long time. That took many years because I've been sexually abused. I've had issues. I've had breakups. So my belief systems about relationships were very skewed and they needed more work. So depending on how I don't know what I want to say damaged, but that's not the right word. Out of sync. Depending on how out of sync your frequency is in that area, it might need more work. Now, some people struggle with money, but relationships is a breeze. Some people struggle with their physical body, but their money is okay. So there's always going to be that one area, depending on you, that's going to be the challenge. But if you're committed to the process, one of my favorite quotes of Tony Robbins, there's always a way when you're committed. So I always say to people, if you come and study with me, don't study with me for one session, because what you'll get is motivation. but motivation doesn't bring transformation.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that brings transformation is application. So you need to be prepared to do something different every day. So just to finish what I was saying. So first thing you want to start mastering is your thoughts. Then you also want to master the power of your language, the words that you speak. What do you say? And words affect things. Like, I mean, if you said to me, like there's this great new restaurant in London, it's a Michelin star. And if I said, and you said to me, I said to you, hey, Adam, I ate there the other day. And you said, what was it like, Rob? And I said, yeah, no, Adam, hey, the food was good. The food was good. Now, are you going to make a major effort to go if I say to you that this Michelin star, the food was good? Are you going to make a major effort? Yes or no?
No.
No. Because the word good,
Like, nah.
I can get a good meal down the road. I'm not going to pay Michelin star. But if I said, no, the food's really amazing. It's amazing food. You might be more inclined. But if I said to you, the food is delicious. And sometimes even if I say the word delicious, your mouth waters. So all I'm saying is words have a frequency. The word difficult has a downward vibrational frequency. How are things right now? Geez, Robin, it's so difficult. What's another word which says the same thing in a better way?
Hard.
Challenging.
Challenging.
Now think of the word challenging versus the word difficult. The word difficult, if you think about it, the energy of the word difficult, the energy goes down. How are things, Robin? It's so difficult. The word challenging, now even though the word challenging isn't like, it's just the vibrational frequency
it's a bit more uplifting, isn't it? It's like an upward stream, yeah.
So I looked up the meaning of the words. The word difficult means needing much energy and effort to overcome. The word challenging, testing one's abilities. And so just saying that word changes your experience. How are things at the moment in your business? Oh, it's so difficult. Adam, I need so much energy and effort to overcome this. How are things at the moment? Adam, that's challenging. It's really testing my abilities. So it's the same situation, but the frequency is different. So
absolutely.
What I'm trying to get you to understand is that words have a frequency. I have a favorite word, outstanding. I think it's the best. Stand out. It's outstanding. My mentor, John Hill's favorite word is abundance. Abundance of love, abundance of health, abundance of money, abundance of joy, abundance. And so each of us, without realizing it, if you hang around with someone long enough, you'll realize their favorite word. They keep saying the same word over and over again, and they're not even aware that they're saying it. So become aware of the power of your language. So thoughts, words, and then the last thing, of course, is actions. Are your actions in alignment with what you are speaking? Because most of us say one thing, we think something else, and we do something different, and we wonder why we don't have personal power, because you're leaking energy. And if you see someone walking down the road, and it's someone an acquaintance, and as you see them in your head, you think, oh no, she's not him again. And then as you see them, there's like, hi, hey, Adam, how are you doing? Really good to see you. How have you been? Excellent. Listen, I'm running a bit late for something, but I'll give you a call. Hey, Adam. Okay, cheers. Lovely seeing you. Bye. Oh, jeez. Now, we all know people like this, and some of them might be sitting in your chair, but we all know people who do this, and we sometimes do it. But the thing you need to realize is when you do that, you are leaking energy. You are not in alignment with your thoughts, feelings, and your actions. So when you become in alignment so for example, I did a session on 2022, the year for you. So one of the things, okay, become clear on what you want. What do you want? Write it down. But here's the most important thing, schedule it. When are you going to start taking action to make the goal happen? So if you say, because most people, the first week of January, I don't know what it's like in the Northern Hemisphere, but the gym is full. Oh, you can't find it.
It's everywhere. It's all over the world.
Yeah. And then suddenly, like 2-3 weeks later, there's lots of space again. Because we haven't. And I think the thing is also, by the way, this is another point. Don't try and make like you can sometimes, but the best kind of change is gradual change and consistent change. Gradual and consistent change is a small change now leads to this much change in a month, this much change in 2 months, 6 months, a year from now, 10 years from now, you find yourself in a completely different place. So
agreed.
Your decisions shape your destiny. So in terms of answering your question, your energy signature is created by you.
Love it.
And you're literally, by the way, as I spoke about the guy with the piles and the arsehole, they also find one of the main causes for cancer. I'm sure you've heard of Louise Hayes. You know Louise Hayes.
Yes, yes.
Louise Hayes and many other doctors and healers have said that all illness, and this is the part that gets me, all illness has to do with an emotional blockage. Every single illness you have has to, at some level, to do with some emotional blockage. And they say that one of the main causes for cancer, have you heard of it? What they say, besides stress and smoking, one of the major causes for cancer is resentment.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
These days, but if you actually think about it, what kind of energy would you say somebody carries if they're filled with resentment? What's their energy signature?
Well,
It's very
low.
It's very destructive. I hate you.
It is.
I hate. I'll never forgive you what you've done. You've ruined my life. I hate them. I hate them.
Yeah.
Now, as I'm doing that, what do you think it's doing to my liver? Do you think my body likes this kind of energy? So, literally, when you are filled with resentment and hatred, the person you're affecting the most is not the person you're resenting.
It's
you.
yourself. Yeah.
And people often say, but Robin, I can't forgive them. I said, well, then you're really going to suffer. And I say to them, don't forgive them for them. Forgive them for you. Let it go. In fact, Adam, do you know how they catch monkeys on a farm? You probably
Oh, this is where it gets fun, guys. I haven't got a clue, by the way. Do they go around with a fishing net trying to catch them? I don't know.
No. Monkeys love pumpkin seeds. So what they often do on farms is they take the farmers' pumpkins and they break them to eat the seeds. So the farmers now take a particular pumpkin, which is called a boer pampun, which translates into a farmer's pumpkin. But the essence is it's a big pumpkin, and it's got a hard shell. It's hard for them to carry, so it's too heavy for the monkey to pick up. And what the farmers now do is they cut a hole in the pumpkin just big enough for the monkey to squeeze his hand through. So the monkey comes along and he squeezes his hand through. And he grabs the seeds. Of course, now I want to take his hand out, but he can't get his hand out because his hand is now too big for the hole. Do you know that the monkey will sit there the whole day? He doesn't understand why he's trapped. He literally sits there like, and the farmer could be coming towards him. The farmer could be shooting at him. The farmer could be hitting him. All he has to do to set himself free is just let go. But he won't let go because he's too stupid and he keeps himself trapped. Now, guess what's my point? I believe a lot of human beings behave like monkeys because we love holding on. And what do we love holding on to? Our bitterness, our anger, our resentment, and why we have the right to feel the way we do because of what they did to us. And my point is, there was one guy in my workshop, he tells me that he hasn't spoken to his father in 20 years. And he was quite proud of it. He says, Robin, I haven't spoken to my father in 20 years. So I said, why haven't you spoken to your father in 20 years? He says, because he said something to me. So I said, when? He says, 20 years ago. I'll never forgive him. I hate him. Who's he keeping trapped? And all he has to do to set himself free is let go of the need to blame his father for something he said 20 years ago. So as long as you are blaming someone else for something that happened in your life. Now, I'm not saying you are wrong. You might be 100% right. My point is, as long as you are blaming them, you are stuck in the situation. Your emotional energy, the emotional energy is still trapped in that moment. So the more you focus on it, the more you feel the energy, your energy is not available for creation because it's back there. In fact, another great analogy. If you've ever seen a really bad movie, like, you go to the cinema and it's like the worst movie you've ever seen. When it comes out online, would you download it to watch it again?
Of course not.
Well, then why do we do this with our emotions? Because that's what we do. Like, you play your bad experiences like a bad movie. Like you put it the DVD. I'm showing my age. You put it and you go, remember when he left me? It's it's terrible. Adam, I can remember it like it was yesterday. I can still feel the feeling. Like, when did it happen? No, 7 years ago, but I'll never forget. So the point is, as long as you are living the past and watching the movies of the past, you can't create the future, because that energy, because by the way, energy can't be, you can't create more energy. Energy, this we all know, Albert told us with his 10%. Albert told us that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It is simply transformed. So there's a certain amount of energy, and all we are doing is we are shapeshifters. So if your energy is stuck in the past with some emotional baggage or some situation, what it means is that you don't have that energy available for creation. So the moment you let go of whatever situation or whoever you is you're blaming, literally people say to me, I feel free after 20 years of anger and blaming. I feel so free. Who freed you? You did. You decided to stop blaming someone else for how you're feeling and just take responsibility and moving on. So the energy signature again, anger, resentment, bitterness, hatred, the frequency of that is toxic. Love, joy, gratitude, appreciation, the frequency of that is very uplifting. So really become aware of what emotions you predominantly feel. Now, we all have all feelings, and please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should never feel angry. You feel angry. It's human.
Of course you do. Yep.
The question is, how long do you stay there? Because some people make a campsite. Some people live there. This is my bad day. When did it happen?
We're going to stay on the campsite and sing Kumbaya Bloody R. That's what we're going to do.
Refocusing on the same thing. So to finish, because I noticed that you asked me a question about
3 hours ago. Later, we've got the answer. Thank you very much.
Your energy signature is created by you. Your thoughts, your words, and the actions you take. Make sure that your actions you take are in alignment with what it is you are wanting to manifest. Make sure the language you speak is in alignment with whatever it is you're wanting to create. So really, really become conscious of thought, word, and action. And those, I mean, it's in the Bible. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Thought, word, and deed. So it's nothing new. I'm not saying anything that not millions of other people haven't said. But it's one thing knowing it. It's a very different thing practicing it.
That is very true, very true. And I love and interestingly enough, and I know that I don't know who this is, by the way. This is just some random LinkedIn user because we can't see you. But great monkey story. We love listening to stories because again, it hits the different part of the brain because it helps us to kind of be there, as Robin is actually saying it. But listen, I'm conscious of time, but I wanted to ask you one final question, right? So you talk a lot about self-mastery, success. We're talking about energy, right? These are your kind of like play toys. I'm going to call them play toys, right? These are your skills, if you like, to teach people, right? But what would you recommend for our listeners that are listening in today? What are the rituals that you personally would recommend, and rituals that you actually embrace yourself to kind of it's not to overcome, but and not even to conquer self-mastery, but to kind of get us on that journey towards self-mastery? What's your thoughts?
So I love ritual. And one of the things I encourage all my students to do is to have a daily ritual, something that you do every day, because even Jack Canfield speaks about a daily ritual.
Right.
Everybody speaks about daily rituals. So my daily ritual is from the moment I open my eyes, I insert a thought into my head. Because every morning you wake up with unlimited power, the power to think whatever thought you want. Nobody tells you what to think.
Yep.
So my alarm actually is set, and if it goes off at 5:55, this is what it says: awesome and outstanding day today. And I've typed that in. It's the first thing that goes into my head: awesome and outstanding day today. So that's the first thing I say as I wake up in the morning. I'm going to have an awesome and outstanding day today. Now, no one can say you can't say that. You don't know. You don't know it's going to be an awesome and outstanding day. What if something bad happens? What if you have an accident? Well, then I'll have an awesome and outstanding accident. So your day is not determined by what's happening to you, but more by what's coming through you. So that's my first daily ritual. And then I go and let go of the past, which we all do in the morning. I go and let go of the past. And in my bathroom, I have my vision board and I have my goals for the year. And I'm sitting there.
You've got one behind you, actually. You've got your vision board behind you as well. You've got like a vision board there.
I've got my vision board in my gym. I've got it in my office, and I've got it in my toilet. The subconscious loves repetition. So even if you're not looking at it directly, the fact that it's there, in the back of your mind, your subconscious is working on it. There's a great movie all of you should watch. What the bleep do we know? Have you seen it? What the bleep do we know?
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
Dude, do yourself a favor. Please watch What the Bleep Do We Know? And the bleep obviously stands for what do you call it? A swear word. What the bleep?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And when you watch it, it actually shows you that that at any given moment there are literally thousands of things you can tune into. I could look at that light stand. I could look at the chair. I could look at the credit card machine. I mean, there's so many things I can choose to focus my attention on. The subconscious mind is picking up on everything, but the conscious mind eventually needs to zone in on one thing. So I'm zoning in on the camera and the conversation, but I could focus on so many other things. So coming back to my point, why it's good to have a big vision board everywhere is the subconscious mind is seeing it. So my ritual is I'll have my vision board in front of me and I'll read through my goals. And so I try and, because it's a nice way to start the day. It's just, what is my intention? What am I wanting to manifest? What's my purpose? I've got a personal mission statement. I transform global consciousness by creating a world of powerful self-expression.
Pow!
Then, that's what I want to do. I want to try. And my new one is every day I get better. Every day I raise the bar. I'm an outstanding, life-transforming, online mega superstar.
Well, that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Especially, you wouldn't say... Oh, I'd love to see if you had a few drinks, by the way. If I'd be like, what do you stand for?
Yeah, I'm very light on juice. I have 2 drinks and I'm gone, man. I'm so
off with the fairies. Love it.
I am so light on juice. Then I'll go to the gym. And while I'm at the gym, I'll be listening to an audiobook. So I do more audible than I do reading.
You're like me. Right.
You can do other things. So I'm working out my body and I'm working out my mind at the same time. And then when I come home, I get into the shower and I do shower and empower. What is shower and empower? While I'm in the shower, I empower. And I say mantras. I'm a top international speaker, successful throughout this planet. I am brilliant. I am bright. I'm a radiant being of light. I'm an outstanding peak performer. I'm a dynamic life transformer. That's about
do you know what? You could be a great rap star and go up against Eminem in a duel.
But here's the thing. I love the power of words and finding out how to use language, because the language creates a feeling. Like, I am brilliant. I am bright. I'm a radiant being of light. The kids love that. That's my most favorite affirmation. I am brilliant. I am bright. I'm a radiant being of light. I'm an outstanding peak performer. I'm a dynamic life transformer. And why do the kids love it, Adam? They know their true identity. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, and the kids, whenever people get my products, they say, my kids love your affirmations. They love them. And I just love that they're listening to this young age. So I'll do shower and empower while I'm in the gym. Then I'll go. So my morning is really focused on creation. Then I'll go and do whatever is required for the day, be in the office, be online. And then at the end of the evening, I'll do meditation early evening. Great book I'd recommend for you guys to read is Joe Dispenza's latest one.
I can't remember the title, but I think I know what you mean.
Oh, such a beautiful book, eh? What an amazing book. He says that the whole process of meditation, the point you want to do is lose yourself. And you go from being no one, which I've had. And I've had a meditation last year where, and this doesn't happen all the time, I wish it would. I swear, after about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I couldn't feel my body.
Wow.
And I was like,
that's insane.
It was amazing. I felt so light.
It's really interesting. You said at the beginning, when you set your alarm for 5:55 a.m., right? And then you have this message that says that you're awesome. There's one thing that came into my head. So I have this GPS and it's called Waze, W-A-Z, Waze, right? Well, apparently you can change the voices on Waze. So if you're trying to get to, say, A to B, right? I found this voice and there's this sexy woman on there. There's this sexy woman on there. She's like, turn right. And I'm like, as soon as you said that, I'm like, maybe we should create a virtual hologram of some woman saying, you have an awesome day, or you sexy man, get up.
But you can, by the way. In fact, one of the things I encourage people to do is create affirmations in their own voice. Hear the sound of your own voice.
Exactly.
Anyhow, so just to finish my ritual, I'll usually do a meditation in the evening, and then I'll spend some quality time with my lady, and try and get to bed at like 10. I used to get to bed at 11:30, 12. Now I try and get to bed at 10.
Yeah.
When I was younger, Adam, I used to escape the house to go to parties. Now I escape the party to come back home.
It's interesting as you get older, isn't it? Honestly, listen, I thoroughly enjoyed our conversations. We could probably pretty much talk for hours on here, I know, but I know that you've got to go. We're both busy in our lives. Listen, guys, hope you've enjoyed today's Game Changers experience, whether you've been listening to us live, and even if you've been listening to the recording of this, if you have any questions, or if you'd like to connect with Robin, you can do so by clicking on his links below and just mention the podcast and just say, "Oh, I was just listening to your comedy show on the Game Changers experience. I just loved it." Right, buddy. Just want to say thanks so much for being on today's show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Adam, and cheers. Have a great weekend, and may the blue bird of happiness shit all over you guys.
Okay, guys, listen, have a fantastic day, week, month, whenever you're listening to this. We'll see you soon, and we'll take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to today's episode on the Game Changers experience. I would be gratefully appreciated if you could leave a good or a bad review. It doesn't matter, 1 or a 5-star review, whichever you prefer, on any of the platforms, whether it be on Apple, whether it be on Spotify, Podchaser, etc. And please leave a testimonial, a review about our podcast. And if you have enjoyed our podcast, then I look forward to seeing you on the next Game Changers experience. Take care. See you soon.